Hello! Object handling program example number 2. Objects as parameters of the methods of the same class. And here we are looking into the program of a complex number. Now create a class named CLComplex whose details are like this. This name has got CLComplex, its members are A and B, and it has got a constructor which will make the member data null in the beginning, and method input to take the inputs, fn show to print the member data as complex number, and the printing should be like a plus bi, and addition of complex numbers c1 and c2. C1 is a complex number which has got two member data inside it, A and B, and C2 is another complex number which has also got two member data inside it, which are A and B. In order to get these member data, you use a dot operator, that means C1 dot A, C1 dot B, and C2 dot A and C2 dot B. Now when these two are added, it will create a third object at the same time, and this method add complex is supposed to print the three complex numbers, and main is going to take the inputs of two complex numbers and send them to the method for getting added and getting printed, right? Now for example, the two complex numbers chosen are C1 and C2. So if the values are 15 in the real and 50 in the imaginary, and they are 10 in the real and 20 in the imaginary, then when they will be added, the result will be the real part will get added separately, and the imaginary part will get added separately. So the result will come to 25 for the real part and 70 for the imaginary part. Now keep this question in your mind while I go to the answer. It will be good if you do it on your own once. Here is the answer. Minor changes might be there, but then the concept is the same. This capital letter there has become small letters here. Doesn't make much of a difference. A and B are the real and imaginary parts. Then comes input complex. Maybe the name was different there. It was Fn input. Here it is Fn input complex. The same concept is the same, meaning is the same. Enter the real part in A and enter the imaginary part in B. Show complex, print as A plus BI. Add complex, C1 and complex C2. Now this C1 and C2 are two complex numbers. They have got two numbers inside each of them. So C1 has got real part and imaginary part, and C2 also has got real part and imaginary part. Okay. Now the CLComplex result will get stored in a variable of type complex, CLComplex. That means it is going to be an object. The CAdd is an object, and CAdd has got its own A and B. That means the real and imaginary part inside it. So CLAdd A is supposed to get C1's A plus C2's A, and CAdd B is supposed to get C1's B plus C2's B. And therefore after the addition is done, so here's nothing more complicated is there, it's easier, just add them, and then the result also is getting printed here in this method, C1.fn complex, fn show complex, C2.fn show complex, and CAdd.fn show complex. Now in the main, where these actual parameters have to be, remember methods get formal parameters, and the super method or the controlling function gets the actual parameters. So here the actual parameters are taken as CRED and CBLUE. CRED is a complex object, and CBLUE is also a complex object. So enter the first complex number for CA. A means this should have been CRED, right? So CRED needs input and CBLUE needs input. Once the inputs are taken, the sum of CRED and CBLUE is to be found by sending CRED and CBLUE to FNAD complex. So C1 fetches CRED, C2 fetches CBLUE. So C1 is now holding whatever CRED has, C2 is holding whatever C blue has, and they are added and the results are printed. So my turn now to show you the output through the program. Only request I have is you should run it once on your own as well. Now this is the temporary object that is made by the project window, but we will not run this object. We are going to run the main. In the main, we are going to find how the statement execution is taking place. Right. So how is the execution taking place? Enter the real part. So let me enter 15. The imaginary part, let me enter 60. Enter the second complex number, enter the real part, let the real part be 20 and the imaginary part be 35. Okay. See now, if you see this answer, you will realize that complex number C1 is getting printed from the method. Therefore, the first object, the second object and the resulting object, all three of them are getting printed from the method. So this example shows only this much. In the coming examples, you will see how this entire structure can be varied from one form to the other. Okay.